Hi folks, this is Dick Butter. He's also been accepted to the show. Dick, tell me a little bit about your experience with Chocolate Church.
Well, Chocolate Church has a special place in my heart because Bath is my adopted hometown for about 35 years now. And finally we moved up here. We bought a house about 21 years ago and then moved up about 11. And the Chocolate Church was the first place I ever came to see an art show. It's the first place I ever got accepted into a juried show. It's the first place I was ever hung in an exhibit inside the church itself. And it's the first place I ever sold a photo. And so it's got, and every photographer I know in the area has a special feeling towards the Chocolate Church show.
Mm-hmm. I've enjoyed it. I mean, I've taught classes here and also been in their shows and thought it's a very, very good organization. Can you tell me a little bit about your photography?
Well, it kind of came to me strangely because I started video work. And I had difficulty getting into camera courses at the universities and stuff. And so I said, what can I do to improve my skills? And I said, how about if I took some still photography courses? And then I got hooked on still photography. And I've kind of gotten out of the video work and gotten into still photography.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about digital?
Love it, love it. I mean, I was a victim of, I take pictures at Christmas. Come next July, 4th of July, I still have the Christmas pictures on there. And come the next Christmas, I still have the 4th of, and digital. I mean, you see it now, it happens now, you can correct it now. I love it.
Okay. What directions are you going in your photography now?
I'm at kind of a stone wall right now, trying to push to another level of creativity. And I don't exactly know where it's going to go. I've seen my work grow each year, but I'm at a point now where I feel I need something more to try to learn to push myself ahead more.
That's actually an important step in the process.
I think so.
Yeah. I refer to it as a crisis of vision. Okay? And when you have that crisis, that's the point in photography that you really begin to grow. Okay, so I think that you're going to be happy with what comes next. I thought you were going to be doing some macro work.
I started that from a class we took with you last summer, and I finally broke down and bought a macro lens, and I've fallen in love with it. And then I've discovered I can use the macro lens for portrait work, although it's a little too sharp a lens. But I love the lens. So yeah, I started out with scenics, and then architecturals. And then gradually I got into portrait work, and then the macro work, and some still life and stuff. So it's a never-evolving contest.
Tell me a little bit about your kit.
Nikons right now. I'm looking for a new camera, and I'm kind of torn between Nikons and Canons. I love Canons. The lens I use probably all the time is 18-200 VR lens that Nikon makes. It's an all-purpose lens that does almost everything. And then I have a macro lens, and I'm looking after a portrait lens.
What photographer do you think has influenced your work the most?
You.
Oh. Thank you. I meant somebody, an historically famous photographer.
I think probably the people that affect my thinking, of course, the good old standby, Ansel Adams. His work is just stunning. Eisenstadt, I grew up with Eisenstadt in Life magazine during the war and stuff. And then Douglas Kirkland, I think, is an artist who I've recently had contact with. And his portrait work is just stunning.
What do you want to do in the future with your photography? Where do you see it going?
Well, again, this stone wall that I feel that I'm butting my head against, trying to get to the next step in creativity, I don't know where it's going to go. What I want to do is just get good. I mean, I'm too old to get famous. I'm too old to get rich.
Yeah.
I just want to do the work right. And I want to take it to the point where when people see my photos, they go, oh, wow.